Of March 30th, 2026, with a record of attendance. Rhonda, would you take the roll?
Baker,
Here.
Lindsay,
Here.
Robinson,
Here.
and Ware.
Present.
We'll have opening prayer by Tabitha, and then Lorenzo will lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, please be with us this evening as we go into this meeting. Please guide us in our decision-making process. Please be with those who are ill, who could not be in attendance this evening. We thank you for thy many blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have a public hearing for stormwater permit update. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Jay, or no? Is Jay you got it?
No, Darren.
Darren?
I was gonna let Darren take it.
Okay, Darren,
Thank you, Council.
floor.
In accordance with Missouri law and U.S. law, the city must obtain a 5-year permit to discharge stormwater into the waters of the state. This permit covers all municipal separation storm sewer systems. Sikeston currently operates as an MS4. Unlike BMU, when stormwater goes into a pipe, it gets discharged into the waters of the state without being treated. And to the extent of state and local laws, therefore, the city must get this permit plus have a stormwater management plan. Must develop and implement and enforce the requirements of that permit. City must implement 6 minimum control measures with best management practices to achieve compliance with the standard of reducing pollutants into the waters of the state. And under the provisions of the permit, a representative of the MS4 must hold a public information meeting to provide information on or describe the contents of the proposed stormwater management program. I believe y'all got a summary of the permit requirements. I won't read all over them. Them can be found on the city's webpage. And you can go to our Facebook page and get them too, and a copy of the stormwater permit. I won't read that either. It's about 80 pages long. So, just to hit on a couple things, our minimum control measure 1 involves public participation. We'll continue to do that. That we provide opportunities for the public to participate in our stormwater management as far as bringing yard waste to our compost site. We have a leaf collection program, tire collection program, and a lot of them programs are set up with keeping pollutants out of the stormwater. Our second minimum control measure is public participation. That's kind of what I'm doing tonight, allowing the public to come out and comment on the stormwater permit. Our third minimum control measure involves illicit detection and elimination. That is basically the city has to go out and inspect our storm pipes occasionally, see if we can find pollutants. Our minimum control measure 4 involves construction sites. Our minimum control measure number 5 involves our post-construction sites, which are storm basins, publicly owned storm basins and privately storm basins. Our job is to go out and make sure them are working correctly. And our last minimum control measure includes municipal operations. That basically means that we have to practice what we preach. I'm happy to take any questions or comments.
Any questions for Darren?
I do have a comment. I just want to say thank you all to these departments because I know the time that you all put into this
do a lot of time with the DNR, with the state, and a lot of national requirements. I thank you all for the time you put in.
I appreciate that. I know you were you knew all about that. You're an expert on stormwater management.
Any more comments or questions? Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All those
Thank
in
you.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Public hearing's now closed. Now on to items of business. Let's see the update on stormwater permit renewal. Jay, you have that one?
Do you guys need anything think that- further on that?
Oh, okay,
Nothing's.
No action needed from the council.
No action needed.
all right,
Thank you, sir.
okay. Now, the first reading of bill number 6398, readoption of fair housing policy. Can I get a motion for the first reading of bill 6398?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Tabitha, would you mind reading the bill for us?
Yes, bill number 6398 shall become ordinance number 6398. This bill, as approved, providing fair housing for the city of Sikeston, Missouri, defining discriminatory housing practices, and creating a fair housing committee. Bill ordained by the City Council of the City of Sikeston, Missouri as follows. This bill includes sections 1 through 12, all of its parts and subparts, and it's introduced and read for this first time, 30th day of March, 2026.
All right. Rhonda, you have the floor.
Yes. This is a bill that we have to get approval for each year for the city to stay in compliance with any funding that we get through the state. And it also establishes the Fair Housing Committee, who hears housing discrimination complaints and violations. And for the city of Sikeston, that committee is the Housing Authority Board. I'll just be asking for approval at the next council meeting of this bill.
Any questions for Rhonda? Anybody? All right, thank you, Rhonda. Next, we have Resolution 26-03-01, establishing boards and commission nominating committee. JD, you
I'll
have the
take that
floor.
one. Sure. We have had some conversations with the mayor and one or more council people from time to time about our boards and commissions nominating process and a desire to make that a little bit more intentional and deliberate. I think you've probably all been here occasionally when in September and October when we normally bring the commission appointments, and sometimes we get here and nobody knows any of the people on the list, and there's a little hesitation to nominate somebody, or we just don't get very many candidates for one or more of the boards. So we've done a little research on what some other cities do and talked about what we'd like to do, and this resolution would create a nominating committee consisting of the mayor and 2 council people. We would you would nominate 2 council people to that. After the election, when we typically appoint council people as liaisons to some of our boards, you would at that time appoint 2 council people to serve on the nominating committee. That nominating committee could then get together anytime throughout the year that we might have a vacancy come up, kind of midterm. And then, of course, they'd probably get together in August or something, August or September, to talk about what vacancies we have, look at the people who have put their names on the resource bank list, talk about whether there's other people that we ought to reach out to, and then bring forth to the full council recommendations of people to nominate to those boards. City council, of course, would be free to take those nominations or nominate other people. It wouldn't be binding on the council, but it would be some background work that this council committee would do to be a little bit more deliberate on our process of nominating people to this advisory.
Any questions for JD? Yes, sir.
You would still have the resource bank.
Yeah, absolutely, because we still want, when people express the desire to be involved, we need a mechanism to keep track of their interests, so we absolutely still have that. But this board may also go out and solicit more people for some of those.
So would it start with the resource bank, fill the nominations, I'm guessing?
Yeah, we'd continue to manage the resource bank. We have been working to update our forms a little bit, but we'd keep that resource bank still, but we'd also, you might have council members as members of the community, talking to the staff about what are the needs on that board, talking about, who might be a good person to serve on that, who might be a good person to fill a point of expertise that maybe that board doesn't have.
Gotcha. Any more questions for JD?
I make a motion, we approve the resolution for the nominating board.
Okay, you got a motion and a second. If we get a roll call vote, Rhonda?
Lindsay,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Ware,
Yes.
and Baker.
Yes. Next, we have to approve consultant selection for TAP -990-003 downtown lighting and sidewalk improvement. Mr. Zach Butler, you have the floor.
Evening, acting mayor, I guess, and council. This is for a downtown TAP grant transportation alternatives program that we were awarded last fall for, to continue downtown lighting and sidewalk improvements along Center, around Malone and parts of New Madrid Street. We had to do a consultant selection process for this. MoDOT has different avenues depending on the scope of work of the project. If costs are estimated to be under a certain threshold, you can use their, they call it on-call list. So they're pre-vetted engineering firms and consulting firms. Some local contractors and firms are on that list. We chose to pursue that route, and they want you to reach out to at least 3 of them. We did that and made contact with them, kind of looked at Lambert Engineering, Waters Engineering, and Bacon Farmer Workman. DPW had our discussions, and we submitted our recommendation to the Professional Services Committee. That committee chose to unanimously accept our recommendation, and so we are here presenting that recommendation to council tonight for approval. If there's any questions.
Questions?
So this didn't require a full request for qualifications process, so we kind of thought that'd be an easier way to proceed with this. So this ultimately recommends Lambert Engineering and Surveying of Sikeston contingent upon MoDOT approval.
That was my question.
So
Any questions for Zach? All right, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consultant selection for TAP -990-003.
Make a motion that we approve the consultant selection for downtown lighting and sidewalk improvements of TAP 9900-993.
A second.
Roll call vote, Rhonda?
Robinson,
Yes.
Ware,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
and Lindsay.
Yes.
Next, we have authorization to execute community development block grant agreement for demolition of the Cornerstone Baptist Church. Zach, you still have the floor.
thank you, council. In the fall of '24, we were approached by Cornerstone Baptist Church Trotter that their old sanctuary building there on South Scott was in pretty bad shape and need of demolition. They didn't have the resources to pursue that, getting rid of the building on their own. JD, Barry, and I, and a few others went out there to check it out, and agreed that it was beyond repair and in need of demolition. So if there was anything the city could do to help maybe fund that project, it'd be not only their interest but our interest to do so. We started to look into avenues to fund that. There was a community development block grant for demolition available. The city pursued that, and we're successful in getting that grant, and we're given an award in December of last year, 2025, to fund $200,000 worth of that work for an estimated total project cost of $250,000. So with that amount, the city agreed to administrate this on behalf of Cornerstone Baptist with any local match or costs exceeding that to be funded by them. That was a condition of the approval of grant acceptance. So if you see that, we were awarded in 2025, but we haven't officially accepted said grant until, per our agreement, we had the local match secured from Cornerstone. JD met with Cornerstone earlier this month, and they presented him with that local match in full. So per our agreement, we are comfortable moving forward with executing this CDBG grant with DED. We'll get some administration costs covered for the work. But yeah, we see it as a benefit to not only them, but the city. So this is asking for authority to execute that agreement, have the mayor execute it.
Any questions for Zach? No. Can I get a motion to approve and execute the CDBG agreement for demolition of Cornerstone Baptist Church?
I make a motion that we approve the mayor signing the contract for the demolition.
Second.
Roll call vote. Rhonda?
Ware,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
and Robinson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have to award a bid 2654 for concrete pavement repairs in various locations. Brian Dahl, you have the floor.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The Department of Public Works seeking an assistant to repair concrete streets in 26 locations throughout our city. Bids for the concrete pavement repairs were opened on Friday, March 20th. 5 bids were received. The lowest bidder was from Frauenberger Concreters for the total amount of $127,249.72. Staff recommends that council awards the bid in the amount of $127,249.72 to Frauenberger Concreters. This will come from our routine annual street improvement budget within the transportation sales tax and is a budgeted item.
Any questions for Mr. Dahl? Can I get a motion to award the bid for concrete pavement repairs?
Motion to award bid 2654 to Frauenberger.
Second.
Roll call vote. Rhonda?
Baker,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
and Ware.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we have authorization to open new bank account for CDBG funding.
Good evening. You all just approved for us to award the CDBG grant for the Cornerstone Baptist Church demolition. The CDBG requires that those grants have their own checking account, and then our bank requires that we have council action to open that checking account. So I'm coming to you to get authorization to open a new checking account for the CDBG Cornerstone Baptist Church grant.
Any questions for Amanda? Can I get a motion to authorize opening a new bank account for the CDBG funding?
I make a motion that we authorize staff to open a new bank account for CDBG.
Second.
Roll call vote. Rhonda?
Lindsay,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Ware,
Yes.
and Baker.
Yes. All right, let's see. Looks like we have a walk-on.
It's, where are we at? Letter H.
See where I'm at on here. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Last item on our agenda here is the acceptance of RFP for opioid settlement. Sorry about that.
That's okay. In 2023, or several years before that, the city participated with other municipalities across the state as part of an opioid settlement with Janssen, a national distributor of opioids. I'll get it out. In 2023, that settlement was, or that lawsuit was settled, and we began receiving funds. Those funds are required to be used strictly for opioid remediation. The city could use them if there were something that we could use them for on our behalf. We have met over the years and decided that we think that those funds are best served in distributing throughout our community. Every year, we have had a grant for businesses or faith-based organizations to apply to use those funds. This year, this is the first year that we have awarded or put the RFP out for a 2-year period every year. Up until this year, it's been an annual agreement. Up until this year, we've only received one submission for these grants. This year, actually, we received 3. We received one from Day 366, one from Missouri Delta Medical Center, and the other from Spread Hope Now. Our committee, or we met as a committee to evaluate the bids and the proposals that were received. We scored them based over the amount of citizens that would be served with the grants, the monetary impact to the organization, and as the committee, we decided that we would like to award this opioid remediation grant to Spread Hope Now. They have been the recipients for the last 3 years and have been doing a good job with that, and we think that they would do a good job for this next 2 years as well.
Any questions for Amanda? Yes, sir.
Sure.
I guess just real quickly, how the RFPs go out if there was an RFP? Did it just go out in the paper?
We publish them on our Facebook page, and then we also publish them on our city website. And then we have a list of people who have asked for direct solicitation, to which we send that to them as well. If you'd like to be put on the list, I'll be happy to put you for the next one. Okay.
And that was going to be one of my next questions, was just if the funds were exhausted for.
So the funds are distributed on an annual basis. They cannot spend more than the distribution amount. So this year we are expected to receive around $27,000. Now there is a little bit of money that's still in that account from prior years that they haven't spent, but they would not be able to spend any more than what is currently there in the distribution amount that was received. And so moving forward, we're expected to be receiving payments up until 2038. And those amounts would, again, we would put that out on an annual basis after that. And so every year, except for this one, because we did do it for a 2-year, just because this is the first year that we've had more than one submission. Every year that would go out, and you would be eligible to put in an RFP.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions for Amanda? All right, thank you, Amanda.
Thank you. Oh,
Can I get a motion to accept the RFP for opioid settlement disbursements?
I make a motion that we accept the award for the RFP 652.
A second.
Roll call vote, Rhonda.
Robinson,
Yes.
Ware,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
and Lindsay.
Yes.
thank you.
All right, we have a walk-on item, right? For bid number 26-58 to authorize purchase of new playground equipment at Shelter Complex.
I'm going to take this one if I may, Mr. Mayor.
Sir.
Mr. Mayor Baker. Normally, we would, there's kind of an urgency with this one. That's why we're bringing it up as a walk-on item. We normally wouldn't do that. we have some unspent funds in our playground line item that we're probably going to have to go towards a much smaller purchase. It's one of the areas that's of biggest concern for us is we've been replacing the units out at the complex, which are some of the most heavily used in town. And one of those remains unreplaced closest to the tennis courts. We became aware of a grant that Cunningham Recreation was running for a 60th anniversary that was a half-off program, which means that for the money we have, we can get a lot more for our dollar. We approached the city manager about it. We have enough money in the remaining of this fiscal year to purchase the equipment. We had to make sure that it looked like it was favorable that we could purchase the installation in the following fiscal year. If you look at any of the items we've sent you, we've got this large unit called the Foundry, which is it's hard to believe playgrounds cost this much, but full price of this bad boy is $174,680, which at half off cuts off $87,000. When you add the installation, it comes to about $162,000. So tomorrow is the last day to take advantage of this 30-day, 50% off once in a while sale they're having, or once in 60 year sale. And we wanted to present it to you guys for your approval. It is not a normal bidding procedure with a lot of these playground units. They're done through the purchasing cooperatives, which we are a member of both Sourcewell and Omnia. So this is, they're a part of the Omnia group. So we're seeking your all's blessing to purchase this playground. It has a material purchase of about $91,717 with an additional just under $70,000 in installation happening in the following fiscal year. We have funds that we're going to be utilizing that we already have in place budgeted for the purchase now, and we've worked with the city manager to work towards purchase the funds for the installation in the following fiscal year. So we're excited about getting to replace that last big unit out there with something substantial and save $90,000 almost in doing so. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And one thing, this is just a picture. We will get to be involved with color choices, things of that nature. And if any of the council want to give us their feedback when the time comes, we'll let you know. But we're excited about it. It's a unit that's been identified with some safety concerns, and we're glad to get that last one replaced out there.
Any questions for Jay?
So Jay, I take it there will be some accessibility features on this new equipment?
We have been definitely trying to work in that direction, sir, trying to do more of that with everything we put in. I may call on some of my people back here that have been working with Cunningham. Do you have any feedback you can give me on that, Matt? Because I've been more focused on the money.
So when you're looking at the overhead layout of the Foundry unit, one of the things you'll notice is the triangular transfer platform. That is actually designed for a child with a disability, such as being in a wheelchair, in order for them to access the playground unit. The Dakota Climber that you see there, the little bridge piece over, is actually designed for a handicapped child to be able to get up to the nice big 12-foot slide, because, you know, what person in any age doesn't love a big slide to go down?
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Great question.
I'd entertain a motion to authorize the purchase of the playground equipment from Cunningham Recreation.
I'll make a motion, we authorize the purchase of the Foundry.
Second.
Roll call vote. Rhonda?
Ware,
Yes.
Baker,
Yes.
Lindsay,
Yes.
and Robinson.
Yes.
All right, are there any other items to be brought before the council at this time?
Good evening, council members. My name is Tiffany Vaughn, and I am here tonight regarding the utility rates increase adopted under Bills 6374 and 6375 that this council passed against objection last year. I want to be very clear, this is not simply just about rates. This is about transparency, accountability, and whether the citizens of Sikeston are being asked to carry financial burdens that may not belong to them. Starting off, I would like to ask y'all a question. How many of you were aware of the contamination issue at Wells 8 and 13 that have been reported since 2006? Twice of which in 2009, it exceeded the health limits. And only in 2024 was a public notice given on a little bitty ad that was placed in the Tuesday newspaper, the Sikeston Democrat, which as far as I can find is the only public notice that has been given regarding the contamination in public drinking water. According to the EPA, groundwater contamination involving PCE and TCE affected public drinking water wells 8 and 13 for years. The contamination has been traced to a private entity, Vestas, which was formerly known as Aramort, and they have been found in 2024 to be held accountable and required to address and correct the issues from the contamination. At the same time, this council approved multi-year rate increases extending from 2025 to 2028 for the most recent one, justified broadly under economic valuability of the system. These increases are structured in a way that guarantees rising costs to residents year after year. Although the concerns are, there appears to be a direct overlap between known contamination, which Aramart is required to correct, and the plan that was produced by BMU on the rate increases. Nowhere in the ordinance of the public expectations, nowhere in the ordinance or public expectations tied to these rate increases is a clear disclosure of whether any portion of these costs is related to the contamination caused by Vestas. So I'm asking clearly and on the record, what portion, if any, can I finish? It's 3 questions.
How much more you have?
It's 3 questions.
3 questions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
What portion, if any, of the current or planned utility system investments is attributed to the contamination? Has the Board of Municipal Utilities sought or does it plan to seek out compensation for the contamination? And if such reimbursement has not been sought, why not? Thank you.
All right, did you get all those questions done?
Yeah, Vestas is covering all costs of that remediation. And there's no threat to the public. Those wells actually are shut down already. So there's no cost to the public for the remediation of that issue. It's all been done under the direction of DNR and EPA, and they have agreements that BMU has been closely involved in to remediate that issue and make sure the public drinking water is safe.
I have a question. If the contamination went on for 18 years, what has been the effect to the people in those 18 years, from 2006 to 2024?
There's
We're up and running and only shut down because of a lightning strike.
There's been, I believe, no threat identified to the public at the levels those were at.
Twice in 2009, it exceeded the max level allowed, so.
And that's from the EPA, and the only one that shut down is number 8, and that was because of lightning. And as far as that, the plan that y'all approved and that BMU submitted shows that phase 2, which is the phase they're in now, is, well, 13 and 8 in that, what is it? No, it's the, plant 3 or whatever, the little water, number 3.
Acting Mayor, I would suggest if you would want BMU to come address any of these questions, that's really who should address these, but,
I agree, because the contaminants are TCE and PCE. They are human carcinogens. They are linked to liver cancer, kidney cancer, blood cancer. The list of things that these chemicals affect is, amazingly long. And for 18 years, that to have been in our water system is very concerning.
And no one even tell us about it. Even to today, we got a little bitty ad it wasn't even BMU, it was the EPA, posted a little bitty ad on a Tuesday newspaper on page like 6 or 7. I finally found it. That was it. That would just happen in 2024.
Well, we'll reach out to BMU and see what their response is for that. We appreciate y'all coming out. This time, we'll need to adjourn and move into executive session.
take a motion to.
Oh, I need to get a motion. I'm sorry. To adjourn.
Motion to adjourn into executive session.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
We're in executive session.